Hello everyone, it is January 29th. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but time keeps going, so let's go ahead and check in here. So we are migrating from January to February. Before we get into January, let me go back into my annual spreads because I do have a few things going on here. So the first thing is 2025 and 2025 bingo. So technically I have lost the baby weight, but I'm not really counting it because I kind of lost weight while I was pregnant because of the gestational diabetes. So I don't really want to count that. I don't think that really goes with like my intent behind lose the baby weight. So because I was actually lighter than when I first got pregnant by quite a bit. So I don't think that's really like the intent. I think it's like from here, let's go ahead and lose weight. So I think I'm going to set an amount, like what generally speaking you gain in a pregnancy. And then once I lose that amount from the week after, I did weigh myself the week after Bryson was born. So then after that, minus 10 pounds, and then I think I'd be okay with marking it off because that was kind of more of the intent. I have realized the entire time that I was losing weight while I was pregnant because my weight wasn't going up literally at all. So yeah, anyways, so I think I'm gonna set like a goal weight for that, and then I'll call that losing the baby weight. We did finish a TV series. We watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm realizing right now that I used the wrong blue. So mark this off. I wonder if I just go over it, if that will be fine. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I watched all 8 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I loved it. So if you have more shows like that, I saw people mentioning Psych and things like that, but I have seen Psych like 8 million times. I think the next one that people suggested was New Girl, so maybe I'll take a look at that. And then the one that we're almost done with is Complete a Home Project. We are currently finishing the garage where the gym is, but we are still plastering and painting and all that kind of stuff. But the drywall is up, it's insulated, and the drywall is up. So it looks amazing so far, but not quite ready to mark that off. There's nothing to update here. And then I do have to update my medical reference page. So we have me, which is M15. I have a doctor's appointment on March 3rd. And I have a doctor's appointment on the 31st of March. I really need to get a new set of Tombos, but I would really not like to. Oh, and then my husband is 5:55, and he has a doctor's appointment for 5. I do actually have one more doctor's appointment to schedule, but I have not made that schedule yet. I actually do have to call today to do that. So that is updating my medical reference page. It is not February 1st yet, so I am not going to fill this body stats out yet. And January is not complete, so I'm not filling out my finances. I still have not done the essential costs breakdown. That's pretty much what's down here, but like I kind of want to figure out from a budget standpoint essential costs, and then what are the averages that we spend on certain things like food and things like that. So that is one of the things to do. And then I did a whole video on my low spend. This is basically where we are trying to save money this year. We're not buying new baby clothes. We're not buying new books. We're meal planning before we go grocery shopping, etc., etc. So I will go ahead and link that video if you are interested in learning more about no spending. And then I think on this page, I will do a milestones chart for baby Bryson. That is my plan, because I can't think of anything else that I want on this page. And then we get into January. So I think I'm going to do a milestones chart and kind of like break it down, like group it by month. Because I realized while I was doing this month, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, doing sleep and feeding stats, that was a little bit too much. So I think in February, I want to start talking about milestones and seeing him reach the benchmarks, and then like maybe just having like the averages of how much he should be eating and stuff like that in there, and how much he should be sleeping, or what the wake windows are. So I think on here I want to do that whole milestones chart, because we will be just about at a year by the end of 2025. So that means he'll be what? So he's 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. So he'll be 7 months by the end of this particular journal. So maybe I'll do the milestones up till 7 months. And then in the next journal, I will also include the milestones for the next several months. So I think that's my plan. I'm not going to do it now. I might do that in a different video. So talking January, this was a very, this week, it's been a really long week, week plus. So I do have Bryson's 2 months, and again, I took sick leave today. Okay, so looking at the goals, move body 30 minutes daily. If I complete the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Friday, then I will have completed that goal. So again, I'm not going to mark these off. I will probably do that in a follow-up, like TikTok or something / Instagram reel. So be on the lookout for that when I update my goals. Begin strength training when medically cleared. I did start strength training. Get work inbox to 0 by the end of January. The intention for this was from my maternity leave when I came back, because I came back on the 7th. And I have absolutely been keeping up with my emails, and I got through pretty much the entire backlog. So I will go ahead and mark this off, even though it's not the end of January. But the intention behind that was getting through the backlog, coming back to work from maternity leave. Post 5 YouTubes in January. This will be the 5th, and that's on the 31st. But considering I'm filming it today, I think that is highly likely that all 5 videos will have been posted. So that makes me incredibly proud, trying to juggle everything and their mother. And then develop bedtime routine with Bryson. I will say we have absolutely not gotten to that point yet. It has been a lot. it has absolutely been a lot to try to kind of get our grips back. And honestly, I think it would be really hard to develop that before we have any sort of schedule at all. Because the whole goal was like, oh, at 5 p.m. we do bath time, right? And then like when he goes to bed after that, he goes to bed. But like doing the actual, like initiating a bedtime routine, we have not even come close to that point in time. So far we're 4 for 5. I doubt we're going to develop a bedtime routine in the next 2 days, 3 days, 3 nights before February starts. So I have a feeling that's not going to be checked off, but I do think that moving my body 30 minutes daily in January will get checked off. So that is where we're at with goals. I do have to fill these 3 last doodles out, and I double checked when I was setting up February that I didn't mess up that one also. You can see my calendar is correct. I put the numbers in to double check that we were good. My habit tracker, this is one of the issues with doing this ahead of February 1st, is that I don't have the totals yet, but basically what I'm going to do is go in, count each one, and then put what the total is for each area. And then for steps, which I'm very upset because I have this great pattern going on, except for steps. I wish I would have put steps at the end, or done what I did with sleeping. If you sleep 5+ hours, then you mark it in. You live and you learn, because there's this beautiful, beautiful pattern, and then there's just a column that doesn't make sense with that pattern. Very upset by it. But it is what it is. That's not how I originally had intended to do this. So I will go in and I will mark in every day. Like, I'm doing so good with posting to social media. I'm doing so good with cleaning. I'm doing fairly a lot better than I thought I would with sleeping over 5 hours. And then walking, I've also been doing pretty good at. Yoga, all right. And then my skincare routine, I think I'm doing well there. Usually I just don't do my skincare routine if things are just absolutely nuts. So moving on, we have the brain dump page. So I will mark off inbox 0 as we discussed. The credential audit, I have started, but I was never going to finish it in January. So I will mark that off, but knowing that I need to put that on the next one. Update the draft SOP and then send to CID. There's a chance that I get that done tomorrow. We shall see. Bujo videos, I'm doing my January to February migration right now, and I have not designed the June coloring sheets. But I did start up my Etsy shop again. Honestly, I have problems with how Etsy does things. There's a lot of people on there that are drop shippers, and I have an extreme problem with that. The whole point was that it was supposed to be a marketplace for small businesses, and they completely just went against that. However, with how things are going in the world right now, we could really use the extra money. So I did start an Etsy shop that has similar products to my website, but I don't have to drive the traffic to it. So when I'm driving traffic, I'm always going to drive it to my website because it's just a better breakdown for fees and things like that. But for the Etsy shop, I'm just hoping that it's some more passive income for us. I do need to give the cats flea and tick medicine. I do have to do the washer dryer pod, and then the financial review that happens January 1st. We do have to call the DMV for registration. Maybe I will try to put that on my list today. And then the other thing that I wanted to do is bake once a month. I think that's on here. Yeah, bake once a month. So I think I'm going to put a list on here of things that I could bake. My husband did buy eggs before the egg situation went crazy. So I think I'm going to troll around on Pinterest, see if I can find something that sparks my interest. That's the whole idea of a spark list, is get something that sparks your interest and that makes you motivated to do certain things that you want to do. So that's what I have here. I do have apple, so I also want to do apple desserts with ice cream, but we didn't buy ice cream. So I think that's next month. I did not include a spark list next month just because it wasn't like, funny enough, the spark list wasn't sparking my interest. but I will include baking sparks here. That way I can kind of reference that when I go to bake over the next couple days. And then we have Bryson's feeding schedule. So this is what I figured out, is that from the time he was 5 weeks to the time that he is 8 weeks, consistent with the average means completely different things. So you can see over time he has been drinking more and more, right? And then like sometimes he was like kind of over. I wish I had included something in here that was like, okay, when we did 31.5 ounces, one, it was not a great day in terms of like he was up a lot. And I know that says consistent with the average, but he was up quite a bit. And then we were trying out 4 ounces, but it wasn't really agreeing with his stomach yet. So that's why we went back down and then slowed it up and then started giving him a little bit more. And then randomly, my son started breastfeeding again. So we went from only bottles to now bottles and breastfeeding. Some days it's only bottles, some days it's a mix. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So I hated how this was, because to me, like, I thought I was going to get more out of this than I was. And to be honest, I'm tracking all this in the Huckleberry app. I stopped tracking diaper changes completely. And that's kind of where we're at. Food, I'm still going to track just because I have a really hard time being like, oh, I fed him 2 hours ago, you know? So, because right now we're still very much sleep deprived. Even though it seems like we're getting quite a bit of sleep, we are very much sleep deprived. So I'm having a hard time remembering, hey, he ate at this time. So that is that. So we're not going to do another Bryson page regarding his statistics. And then I still love this quote page. So that's where we're at with the monthlies. And then I'm just going to flip through here so you can see how things have been going on my daily pages. I will absolutely tell you that having only done washi tape for an entire year and not picking up a pen to draw, oh my God, that's why you see so much decoration in here right now. And of course, when things got a little bit stressful, there's a little bit less decoration. Like this was printed and then I just did the lines here. Again, things have been a little bit more stressful, so there's a little bit less decoration. I do want to come back in here and do some more clouds and stuff. But that's basically how things have been going. Okay, so I have started this page because of TikTok. So I wanted to have a video to post today. So we have the Level 10 Life. This is what I normally do for my review. So I have all of my Level 10 Life over here, and then I rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, and then I do the average for the overall. Then I do a column for what worked, what didn't, and tweaks and changes that I want to make for next month. Which is funny because next month is already done. So I've already thought about this stuff, but I do want to like kind of memorialize what my thought process was in here. And then I haven't set up this page. So this is a section for goals. And then I think I'm just going to do like a memory thing down here. I don't have any photos that I have to share yet that I would include on this page. So I think I'm just going to do the goals page for today. But I have to pump while I'm doing this, so I am just going to set you and go fast forward. And then I'll pick you back up when I am moving on to February. Okay, so that is everything all filled out. This month has been rough, if you can see. So that is my level 10. This is what worked, what didn't, and tweaks and changes for next month. This is a lot of what we talked about already in terms of the journaling, in terms of stuff outside of journaling. I also put walking the dogs. That has been a really good exercise for me personally. And then doing 30-minute movements in the day. What didn't work well was drinking water. I'm very bad at that. I'm trying to get better. And then, of course, developing the night routine. We already mentioned that. And then, in addition, the tweaks and changes for next month. Again, kind of talked about it, changing to milestones. Instead of having 5 goals for the month, I'm going to put 4 goals for the month because it is a shorter month. Going back to the individual habit trackers, which I will show you in a second. And then developing bath time. Again, I would like to say, hey, here's a bath time. If he's asleep, that's one thing. If we're just not bathing him because like it's kind of chaos in the house, then that's something that I want to avoid. So trying to get his bedtime, if he's asleep, then as soon as possible after that. So we need to make sure that we're doing stuff before, like food, working out, all that kind of stuff, so that way we can do a bath time at a certain time. And then this last one is something that just got added to the app today, is Huckleberry Pro. And right now they're like giving me like a little trial run. I didn't even like request a trial run. They just gave it. So I'm going to see how it's working in terms of like finding these sweet spots and trying to figure out his nap times and stuff like that. Because if I can try to figure out somewhat of a schedule, that would really help me out with meetings and things like that as well. Then I have my goals here. Move body blank days because again, January is not done. So I want to put the total number of days in there. Started strength training, inbox 0 work after leave. Post a YouTube video every Friday in January. And then this one, I don't know how I want to word it yet because it's a development bedtime routine. So maybe I want to put like struggled with bedtime routine or something like that. And then this review area is going to be for me to journal, add photos, things like that. So I'm going to keep this blank for now, and let's go ahead and move into February. And then February, we have our cover page. This is a Dutch door. We have the goals section up here, brain dump, habits. My habits are going to be different. I went back to an individual tracker, and I'm going to color code based on the type of whatever I am doing. So strength training, we have the different colors for the different muscle groups. Cardio, we have the different types of cardio that I typically do. I don't really bike a lot, but I did include that just in case. Sleep, we have, if it's less than 4 hours, again, we've been pretty good with sleep, but there's always a chance. He's a baby. 5 to 6 hours, sometimes that's pretty much our sweet spot right now, is between 5, 6.5 hours, etc. But sometimes we do get those really nice nights of over 7 hours, and that is lovely. And then we have business. So which things? Now, I do want to include another color in here for all, because there are times that I do all. Because if my plan is, if I do 2 things at once, then I will split the thing in half and then do half one color, half the other color. But there's times that I would do all of these. So I think I want to add a color for all in here, which would be the light green. So let's go ahead and add that really quick. So all will be YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. That's my all. Other is if something else happens. And then cleaning, my goal is to work on different life areas, different areas of the house to clean. So I will be doing like vacuuming and like vacuuming all the rugs at once. We only have 3 rugs. My office. I didn't include office. Okay. I can't believe I didn't include my office. That's silly. Oh my goodness. Because those are the 2 smallest areas of the house. So if I do, and I will mark that color if I do either or both, is I guess the idea. But the living and dining is one big space, so that's why that is together. Kitchen definitely needs to be on its own, because even though it's a small space, that's like the most amount of cleaning that you do. So that's my habit tracker, and then we have my calendar. So let's go ahead and update some of these things. So I do want to do a color code for the brain dump. So if it is work, it is going to be dark green. If it is business, it is going to be the bright pink. And if it is home, it's going to be the bright green. So let's do the brain dump first, because I still have to think of my goals, to be honest with you. And so while I'm filling out this, I will think of my goals. So let me do this and come back. Okay, I am back. I have done the brain dump. So I left the space blank because I didn't know if I would get the June coloring sheets done. So if I don't, then I'll put June. If I do, then I'll put July. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I didn't want to spoil the YouTube videos. The one posted on the 28th will probably be this same migration video. Oh, well, okay, so you can know 2 of them. So February 14th will be March plan with me, and then the 28th will be Feb to March migration. My handwriting feels so messy right now. Basically I get migraines a lot. So I've been struggling with my poor little brain. So those are 2 of the YouTube videos. And to be honest, I don't even know what the other YouTube videos will be. So it's not spoiling it. It's because I have no idea. Then I have some of the things that I absolutely know for work. Given that work is very chaotic right now, I'm only going to put the things that I absolutely know, and we will go from there. And then I started my home stuff from the bottom up. And if I need more space, I will go over into here, because I know that there will probably be way more work things. So if I have anything else, I will continue the work list over here, because I doubt that there will be more business things to update on the brain dump. And so while I was doing that, I was thinking about my goals. So let's go ahead and fill these in. So I have 4 goals, which it's a shorter month, so I guess that probably makes sense to do shorter goals. Okay, so I have strength training 4 days a week. I do want to focus on strength training in particular. It's been a little bit hard to get back, but I do want to focus on that. Then post to social media daily. I have been doing this. I want to continue doing this. Again, I would love some more passive income. Not that that's really that passive, but if I gain TikTok followers, which please follow me on there, then I know that TikTok's a little bit all over the place right now, but I would like to post every day, try to get into the creator fund, and then hopefully that brings a little bit more semi-passive income. And then YouTube videos every Friday, and then track Bryson's milestones. I am not putting anything with work. If you know me, what I do, that whole situation is wild, and I don't know what to do right now. So I'm not including anything with work at the moment, because to be honest, there is a very real possibility I have to take the rest of my maternity leave sooner rather than later, and we'll see. So those are the goals. That's the brain dump. Those are the habits. Obviously, I can't fill any of this out yet. And then we have the calendar. So I will update my calendar. I do know a few things, like Groundhog's Day is on the 2nd. On the 3rd, Bryson has a peds appointment for his 2 months. The 14th is Valentine's Day and my mother-in-law's birthday. The 17th is a holiday. We are off work. Unless they take that away too. Just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. And technically the 29th. So the 29th is our anniversary. It is also Bryson's 3 months. So I don't really know what to do about that. So I guess I'm just not going to put it in. The heart can represent both of those things. But that is kind of funny that that is the way it is. Our anniversary and his 3 months. Don't do the math on that. Although you all know that it had nothing to do with that. Anyways, so that is February all filled in. So we have our goals, we have our brain dump, we have our habits, and then the calendar got filled in as much as possible. So I'm going to continue doing this. I think I'm going to cut out a bunch more of these and then use them on the weeklies. Honestly, it was just kind of nice that I didn't have to draw literally everything. And then, of course, I just have the one flamingo. On my daily pages, I will probably do some more flamingos. I also have the sticker kit available. So this is available right now as a digital subscription up until February 15th. Sorry, I had to do the math. And then on February 16th starts the next monthly subscription. So January 16th through February 15th. If you purchase the digital subscription, you can get this. Otherwise, it will be available later on if you aren't interested in using it for February. So we have the headers page, we have the weekly page, we have the art page, the banners, the washi tape, and then we have some add-ons. This is available through the digital subscription, these add-ons. Also, the things that I printed out, these backgrounds, are also available for the add-ons. So we have the first subscription page, the second add-on page, and then the third. So lots of stickers. So I will be using these as we go through. I had to get a new printer before I did this this monthly, so I actually didn't get to use any of these stickers in the setups themselves. I just did all the headers, but it would have been nice to be able to use that, but I had to get a new printer. So it is what it is. So that is it. That is my migration from January to February. Again, it's not the end of the month. Otherwise, I would have gone through the goals planner as well, but maybe that will be a separate video as well. So that is what I've got. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.